So it may not look like it right now, but Shiba Inu is trying to do a thing. This breakout, this explosive recovery like we've been talking about, the one that I've said I think is going to begin by February 1st, looks like it may in fact start as we get into the week. Now, obviously understand this is not a guarantee. Nobody knows what's going to happen for sure, but there are a lot of signs that are pointing in the right directions right now. And again, what we're seeing is a lot of consistency when it comes to the fundamentals on Shiba Inu. And there's a few important things I need to show you guys here that are in fact changing. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So looking at Shiba Inu price, Shiba Inu trend, nothing has really changed there. We're still, again, like I've said every day for the last week or so, we are still stuck in our descending wedge. We haven't made our move out yet. However, Shiba Inu is trying to do something here. It is actually trying to, it looks like break out of this trend and try to make an extension to the upside. If you guys haven't noticed, yesterday was not a very volatile day. Very low volume across the crypto market. Today is the same exact way. In fact, when we look at Shiba Inu volume over the last 24 hours, when was the last time we saw $174 million in daily trading volume? That's not much, especially when SHIB was floating, around $1 billion or so. Now, understand that, again, this isn't just a SHIB thing. This is an everything thing, right? $79.8 million in daily trading volume across the market. That is not much at all right? So this is where you really get to see what the sentiment is surrounding assets. Are people more willing to buy, or are people more willing to sell when the market is flat? And right now, what we're starting to see is buying. In fact, one thing I don't think we've ever really looked at this on the channel here. Have you guys looked at the Shiba Inu order books? Because there is a buying imbalance right now, meaning that there is actually more capital aligned to buy Shiba Inu than there is aligned Shiba Inu to sell, which is a very strong sign. It shows that around these price ranges, people are much more willing to buy Shiba Inu than sell it. That is a very strong sign. That is very good for support in these ranges, and that is why you're not really seeing Shiba Inu push and break down below these ranges of support that have been here since all the way back in November of this last year. All right. Now, does that mean that we can't go lower? No, it doesn't, right? We could obviously get moves across the crypto market that drop us further. Obviously, ETH is trying to make its breakout here too. Obviously, if ETH does, one of these, we may get an opportunity to accumulate Shiba Inu at cheaper prices. However, ETH isn't showing those signs. And in fact, what we're seeing across the market is the potential of capital opening up in a big way. For example, if we take a look at the DXY, this is something that I referenced earlier in my ADA video, and people need to pay very much attention to, because what we're seeing is actually the strength of the US dollar on the drop. Okay. Now, why I'm mentioning this, why this is in fact so important for people that aren't familiar with it, is there's typically an inverse correlation between the DXY and crypto price, because as the DXY is climbing, people will tend to move their assets or their capital into bonds and take advantage of high bond yields. When the US dollar value is US dollar strength is in fact dropping, people tend to move their capital to more speculative assets. And that is what we're starting to see now, is we are in fact starting to see the DXY on the drop. I'm not going to say that, that this maybe isn't a test and then a slingshot back up, right? It's sitting on support right now. But if this does continue to drop, don't be surprised if you start to see the crypto market begin to run again. And really what we're waiting for again is, when does that capital that's sitting there waiting, when does it start to move back into crypto? Well, look at what it's doing. It's sitting, it's waiting, it's biding its time right before things get exciting. And then we're going to see that USDT dominance drop off in a big way as capital starts to re-enter the market. So this is really what we've been waiting for. This is that moment that the market may in fact start to heat up. Now, understand that I'm not saying that's going to happen today. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. Understand that we have some things coming this week that are probably going to influence the market. We have an FOMC meeting that takes place Tuesday into Wednesday. We have Q4 GDP on Thursday. So there are things that will affect the crypto market in terms of price, and frankly will influence sentiment as well. I know a lot of people are waiting for the shift from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. Maybe that's a moment where the market wakes up as well. But the good news is, looking at Shiba Inu from a fundamental standpoint, we're seeing, again, a lot of consistency. Again, yet another day of whale adding. Again, it's what is it? It's 19 of the last 22 days have actually been whale accumulation days. That's a very strong sign. And again, when we look at this distribution of whales, what we're seeing is there are now again more whales that are in fact bullish on Shiba Inu than there are bearish, meaning that not only are there more bulls buying Shiba Inu, they're outweighing the selling coming from the bearish bulls. Hopefully that makes sense for people. So things are looking actually really good right now. This is not a time to complain. This is a time to lock in and prepare, make sure your bags are set. Historically speaking, this is when the market begins to open up. From a fundamental standpoint, looking at all these different metrics, it looks like this is when the market is about to wake up. So I hope everybody is prepared. I appreciate you guys as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Where do you think things are going to head as we get into the week? But have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.